I didn't wake up to footsteps or voices, just the soft, unmistakable click of my front door unlocking in the dark. At first, I thought I was dreaming, until I realized I was holding my breath and listening. I live alone in a small second-floor apartment, the kind with thin walls and a narrow hallway that amplifies every sound. It's not a bad place, cheap rent, quiet neighborhood, deadbolt on the door. I've always been careful about locking it. I check it twice every night, sometimes 3 times, because that's just who I am. The first time it happened, I brushed it off. I woke around 3 a.m. to the sound of metal turning. Not loud, not forceful, just the smooth, practiced rotation of a key in a lock. My eyes snapped open, heart pounding, but everything was still. No footsteps, no door opening. After a few seconds, I convinced myself it had been part of a dream. Maybe pipes, maybe my brain filling in gaps. I got up anyway and checked the door. The deadbolt was locked. I didn't sleep much after that, but by morning the fear had dulled into embarrassment. I laughed at myself while making coffee, chalked it up to stress, and went to work. 2 nights later, it happened again. This time, I was awake when it started. I was lying on my side, phone glowing dimly in my hand, when I heard it, the same slow, deliberate click. The sound didn't rush or fumble. Whoever or whatever was on the other side knew exactly what they were doing. I froze. The deadbolt turned halfway and stopped. There was a pause, long enough that my chest started to burn. Then it turned back the other direction, locked again. I stayed perfectly still for a full minute, listening for footsteps in the hallway outside. Nothing. My apartment felt colder, like the air had shifted. When I finally forced myself up, my legs felt weak beneath me. The lock was still engaged. No scratches, no signs of tampering. I didn't call the police. I didn't even tell anyone. I told myself that if someone really had a key, they would have come in. The logic was thin, but it was enough to get me through the next day. After that, it started happening almost every night. Always between 2:30 and 3:30 a.m. Always the same sequence. The soft jingle of keys, the slow turn of the lock, a pause, then silence. Sometimes the handle would twitch slightly, like someone testing it. Never fully opening the door, never knocking. I stopped sleeping. I lay in bed with my phone light off, eyes open, counting breaths. Every sound felt amplified, the hum of the refrigerator, the distant traffic, my own heartbeat in my ears. The air would feel heavy right before it happened, like a pressure drop before a storm. One night, I quietly moved my dresser in front of the door. When the unlocking sound came, I almost cried with relief when the door didn't budge. The handle rattled once, gently, as if whoever was outside realized something had changed. Then the key turned back, and footsteps retreated down the hallway. That was the first time I heard them walk away. The next morning, I called my landlord. He was confused but calm. Told me I was the only tenant with keys to that unit. Said the locks hadn't been changed since the previous tenant moved out over a year ago. When I asked who lived there before me, he hesitated. Guy named Martin, he said. Quiet. Kept to himself. When I asked why he moved out, there was a pause. He didn't. My landlord said he disappeared. I laughed nervously, waiting for him to clarify, but he didn't. Just said the police cleared the apartment and eventually stopped investigating. That night, I pushed everything against the door dresser chair, a stack of boxes. I slept on the couch with a knife on the table beside me, every muscle tense. At 3:12 a.m., the keys jingled. The lock turned this time, it didn't stop. Metal scraped as the deadbolt fully disengaged. The handle pressed down, slow and steady. The door pushed inward, bumping against the furniture with a dull thud. Then came the breathing. It was close, too close. Soft, uneven, like someone trying to stay quiet but failing. The furniture shifted slightly, wood creaking under pressure. Whoever was on the other side wasn't forcing their way in. They were just leaning, waiting. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. My eyes burned from staring at the dark hallway beyond the door. The breathing continued for what felt like forever, then stopped. Keys jingled again. The lock turned back. The pressure on the door released, and the furniture settled. I waited until morning before moving. I moved out 2 days later. Didn't pack much. Didn't sleep there again. The landlord didn't argue when I broke the lease early. He didn't ask why. A week after I left, I realized something that still makes my stomach drop. The deadbolt on that door can only be unlocked from the outside, and I never once heard it lock again after I moved the dresser.